Hello and welcome back to the Educator Collins Marvel Snap channel. How you doing? So today we have a very important topic to talk about. This is definitely one of the most requested questions I get on stream, on YouTube, wherever. Basically, what cards should I buy? Should I focus on Series 3 cards? Or should I be saving up my tokens to buy Series 4 or Series 5 cards? So this is going to be a long one, probably. We want to kind of break down everything so you understand, you know, and you have the right knowledge to make the correct decisions on whether you want to be spending your tokens on Series 3 or Series 5 cards. Let's get started. So, first things first, this is, the initial PowerPoint, blah, 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 right? First things first, we do want to just get this out of the way. This is a very important video, right? So I took a lot of time, make sure that hopefully my information is right, and just making sure that you're careful here because making token shop mistakes is one of the easiest and most common ways to mess up an account. So I say mess up not because the account is irreparably harmed, but you can have like a horrible experience playing the game based on the decisions that you made in the token shop. So you have to be really careful, make sure that you check before you make especially Series 4, Series 5 purchases. So just want to get that out of the way, right? Always get a second opinion before purchasing a Series 4 or a Series 5 card in the token shop. If you're here, I'm sure you're aware of streams and stuff like that. You can definitely go into a streamer's chat and then ask, hopefully ask them, hey, I'm thinking about getting this Series 4 card, this Series 5 card. What do you think about this purchase? And then see what they have to say, right? And chat most likely will also chime in. So always try to get a second opinion because you can't undo these purchases, right? So they have to be good. They have to make sense. So just make sure you double check. If you can get in my stream, ask me. I'll try to answer as quick as possible. So yeah, just this is important. So I'm just letting you know, like, don't make these decisions willy nilly without really thinking through them. But let's keep going. So just getting the basic information down, you get 3,000 tokens once you reach collection level 500. So you get a big chunk of tokens as soon as you hit 500. And you might be thinking, oh, wow, I have a ton of options. What should I do, right? So we're going to try to cover that today. Series token cost, Series 3 cards are 1,000 tokens. Series 4 cards are 3,000 tokens. And Series 5 cards are 6,000 tokens, respectively, right? So you can, with that 3,000 token chunk, you can either get 3 Series 3s, 1 Series 4, or wait and get a Series 5. So before Series 3 completion, you get 100 tokens every 4 boxes. So as you're going from 500 to 1,000, you're going to get 100 tokens every 4 boxes. And this is the same thing. So probably this is just a mistake. I put an extra slide here, blah, blah, blah. But basically from 500 to 1,000, there are 52 boxes. So in the 52 boxes, you're going to get on average 1,300 tokens. And that takes about a month. So the first month that you hit 500, you should hit 1,000 and you're going to get 1,300 tokens. So keep that in mind, right? So in a month, you're going to get enough token resources to get one more Series 3 card, theoretically. And then from collection level 1,000 to complete Series 3 completion, you're also going to get 100 tokens every 4 boxes. So that's about 48 collection levels per 100 tokens. And for 1,000 tokens every 40 boxes, right? So that also takes around a month. 480 collection levels. And if you do the math there, you're getting around 33 tokens per day. So after collection level 1000, you should expect around 33 tokens per day. So not too much, right? It's like 100 every 3 days basically. It's not that much. With those numbers in mind, right? Uh, if you haven't completed Series 3 yet, you get enough tokens to get a Series 3 card every month. You get enough tokens to get a Series 4 card every 3 months. And you get enough tokens to get a Series 5 card every 6 months. So it's not good, right? So sometimes people come to the channel and like, oh yeah, I have like 1,000 tokens. I want to save up for Galactus. I want to save up for Shuri or whatever. And I basically say, do you know like saving up for Galactus is going to take you 5 months from the tokens you have? And they're like, oh, no, I didn't know that, right? So it's not a very reasonable strategy to start saving up for the Series 4, Series 5 cards before you've completed Series 3 because they take so long, right? Having to save up for 3 months, you can't get any new cards that you want. Just to get one single Series 4 card is really not that great use of your resources. So you do have to be careful, but this is the time that it usually takes. So after you've completed all of Series 3, then the numbers change. The token acquisition rate speeds up quite a bit. So instead of getting 100 tokens every 4 boxes, now you're going to be getting 500 tokens on average every 4 boxes. So that's quite a big speed increase. So it's a 5x amount. So it changes the numbers a bit, right? So instead of getting 1,000 tokens every month, you're going to be getting 1,000 tokens every roughly 6 days. So that ends up being 166 tokens a day. So with those numbers in mind, you're going to get a Series 3 card every 6 days. Theoretically, you won't have any Series 3 cards left, right? So that's not really that important, but like just keeping the same principles in there. You're going to get a Series 4 card every 18 days, and you're going to get a Series 5. You'll be able to purchase, I guess, a Series 5 card every 36 days. So once you complete Series 3, instead of it taking you 6 months to get a Series 5 card, now it's going to take you 36 days to get a Series 5 card. So it's significantly shorter, right? It's a 5x times increase. So it's definitely preferable to get Series 4, Series 5 cards after you've completed Series 3. And this is basically the reason why it's just so much faster. And this increase doesn't activate until you've completed all of Series 3. So until you've gotten every single card in Series 3, you're not going to get this rate of token acquisition. All right, so something else to keep in mind, every day after Series 3 completion, you're basically getting an extra 133 tokens per day. So if you haven't completed Series 3 yet, once you do complete Series 3, you're essentially getting this extra 133 tokens per day on average. Since you're getting 500 every 3 days, you're getting cut it by 3, 133. So it is pretty important to complete Series 3 to really feel that token acquisition rate and feel like, oh, I'm getting a good amount of tokens. Before you've completed Series 3, the amount of tokens you get feels horrible. Just straight up, it doesn't feel good at all. It doesn't really feel like you're getting that much. But once you do complete Series 3, it's a lot faster. It feels a lot better. You now feel like you have options. Now you can feel like, oh, I can purchase this card this week. Next week I could get another card like that. You really don't feel like that at all before Series 3 is complete. So it's just a really different experience after completing Series 3. All right, so this is the argument that most people make for not getting Series 3 cards, right? So if you talk to some people will tell you to get Series 3 cards. Some people will tell you not to get Series 3 cards. The main reason why people will tell you not to get Series 3 cards is because every time you buy a Series 3 card, you're technically losing 600 tokens or 600 tokens. The reason is that you're spending 1,000 tokens to get the card from the shop, but then when you would get that card from the shop, you're instead getting 400 tokens on average. So you spend 1,000 tokens and then you're getting a 400 token kickback. So you do the math, you end up losing 600 on average. So that's the reason why people will say, you don't need Series 3s. Just save up for Series 4, Series 5, blah, blah, blah. I think this is not a humane way of playing the game, because if you never buy Series 3 cards, especially as a new player, you're going to be so limited in the options of deck building, the options of good cards, the options of compositions that you can make, that the game is not going to be fun for you. Like, you're going to be playing against people that did get Series 3 cards, did get a good collection, did get a lot of options to play with, and you're really going to have to make do with this random assortment of cards that you're going to periodically get through the collection level, while you're just going to get beat down and beat down and beat down and not really have any tools to combat that scenario. So it's not going to feel great. So yes, you could theoretically save up from the get-go and only get Thanos Galactus, but it's going to feel horrible. It's not going to be fun, and it's something you have to be completely aware of before you start on that decision path. So the argument normally is, if you buy a Series 3 from the shop, you're spending 1,000 tokens. Every time you would have gotten that card initially, you're only going to get a 400 token kickback, so you're losing 600 on average. So I want to talk about that in detail and the power of the kickback, right? So let's say you got 12,000 tokens, right? And you use this 12,000 tokens to buy either all Series 3 cards, all Series 4 cards, or all Series 5 cards, right? So if you did buy 12 Series 3 cards, you're going to get a 4,800 token kickback, right? So you're going to complete Series 3 faster. Because you've completed Series 3 faster, you're going to get into that higher rate of token acquisition earlier. And that higher rate of token acquisition essentially will give you back this 48,000 tokens as a kickback before that scenario. Now, the cool thing is that it will only take you around 576 collection levels to really get all of that kickback tokens into your account, right? Back into your account. It's only going to take you 576 collection levels after you've completed Series 3 to get those tokens back into your account. So even though you're spending 1,200 tokens, you're going to get almost 5,000 tokens right back in about a month, essentially, like a little bit more than a month, but you're going to get those tokens back. It's going to feel that way. So it's really not too bad. If you buy Series 4 cards, so let's say you bought 4 Series 4 cards, same price, you technically get a 1,600 token kickback after completing Series 3. But the problem with that is you also have to have completed Series 4. And then it's going to take almost 2,000 collection levels to feel that kickback. So that's multiple months. And then you also have to have obtained all Series 4 cards. And most new players will not be in that situation, right? That's only really for beta players that started very early, and then they just had to, they end up having a lot of resources. So you're essentially, even though there is like technically a kickback, you're not gonna feel it, right? It's gonna take too long, and by the time you like, oh, I got the kickback, it's very negligible. So those 12,000 tokens are basically gone. Like I would say that kickback isn't really a kickback. Those 12,000 tokens, or those 1,600 tokens, are essentially gone. Now, for Series 5 cards, it's even worse, right? Since you're only getting 2 Series 5 cards, you're those slots that would be Series 5 cards would end up being the 400 tokens that it would be, if you have all the cards. But first of all, you're not going to get all Series 5 cards. Like that's be- whale spenders, right? That's not, most people are not going to have all Series 5 cards. And then it would also take around 10,000 collection levels to really feel that kickback. But that's after you've gotten all Series 5 cards. So it doesn't exist. You're not getting any kickback. It says 800, but it's really zero, because it just takes too long. You're not going to feel it. It's not gonna matter. The only one that really matters, if you buy Series 3 cards, that kickback you're going to feel. The other two, Series 4, Series 5, you're basically spending the money, the tokens completely. Not really any meaningful recovery of that tokens that you spent. So when you spend Series 3, it's actually much cheaper than if you bought any other of the tokens. So I'm spending a little bit of time of this. I just want you to know that buying Series 3 isn't really that bad. It's not a horrible decision that you're screwing up your account. It speeds up the time it takes to complete your Series 3 collection. And then once you complete your Series 3 collections, you get a much faster rate of token acquisition, that you end up getting some of the tokens you spent on that Series 3 card right back into your account. So I'm just drilling it down. That's kind of how it ends up working in the system right now. All right. So when we start talking about Series 5 cards, it's really only optimal to spend tokens on Galactus and Thanos. So those are Series 5 cards that will always be Series 5. They'll always cost 6,000. So you won't ever feel like you wasted your tokens on Galactus and Thanos, because they'll always be 6,000. Any They haven't announced if they're going to add another card that's going to always stay Series 5, but currently those are the only two. And any other Series 5 card that you buy will eventually move down to Series 4, eventually move down to Series 3. So every single other card theoretically will eventually be a Series 3 card. As they keep adding new cards, some of the cards in Series 5 will drop to Series 4. Some of the cards in Series 4 will drop to Series 3. So those cards will eventually always be Series 3. So any Series 4 card, any Series 5 card that's not these two, will eventually be Series 3 cards. So there's a good chance that you buy a card for 3,000 tokens. 2 months later, it's a Series 3 card, and you've basically wasted those 2,000 tokens. So you can kind of see why it's kind of a bad idea to be buying random Series 4 cards, random Series 5 cards, because eventually those cards will be Series 3. And if you haven't completed Series 3 yet, the time it took you to save up your collection to get a Series 4 card, that Series 4 card could be a Series 3 card by the time you can afford it. So it really doesn't make too much sense to start saving and saving and saving, thinking you want this Series 4, Series 5 card, when if you just wait, that card will end up being Series 3 anyway. So something to think about. If you do want a Series 5 card, Galactus and Thanos, those are the two to be focusing on. All right. So, once again, it is recommended to spend tokens on important Series 3 cards until you're satisfied. I do have a video on some of the best Series 3 buys, right? So if you're a new player, you want to know what cards should I be thinking about getting, I do have a video on it. Just type in best Series 3 buys or something on the YouTube and you should be able to see it. So yeah, definitely it is recommended. It is recommended to spend tokens on important Series 3 cards. Though it might be optimal, quote unquote, to only spend tokens on Galactus Thanos, it won't be a fun experience for you because you won't have any of those core Series 3 cards that allow you to build functioning decks, that allow you to build different compositions. So it just doesn't really make sense to make your game experience so unfun because you want to get Galactus Thanos 3 months later down the road. It's really not recommended. And I will say, please, please do the recommended strategy. Don't ignore me and be like, well, he said Thanos Galactus is okay. Let's just get Thanos Galactus. Like, don't struggle. Like, I'm trying to help you, right? The recommended strategy, getting Series 3 cards, is going to make your gameplay experience a lot funner compared to trying to save, trying to use meander with this bad deck or bad series of cards so that you can eventually get this one card that you don't even have the pieces around to make work for you. It just doesn't make too much sense. So even though you can start saving for Galactus Thanos, I do want to drill that I recommend you just focusing on getting the core Series 3 cards first. So as you near Series 3 completion, tokens become less premium. And now, after you're getting very close to Series 3 completion, you can start thinking about saving up for the cards that you want, right? You don't have to fully complete Series 3 before you start thinking about what Series 4, what Series 5 that you want to get. You just have to be close enough that you can safely say you have all this core Series 3 cards that you want. That's the real deciding factor there. Once you've completed you've gotten all the core Series 3 cards that you want, you don't really have to worry too much about buying more Series 3 cards because you are losing the 600 tokens every time you buy one. But first, you want to have a good base of Series 3 cards before you start thinking, oh, I'm wasting tokens. You're not really wasting tokens that badly. All right. Now, if you do want a Series 4 card or a Series 5 card, please wait for nerfs, wait for buffs, and also wait for series drop downs before committing to a Series 4 or 5 purchase. So if you think, oh, I want, you know, whatever, Super Scroll, right? And you buy Super Scroll early, and then there's gonna be a drop down in like 20 days. Super Scroll is gonna be 3,000 tokens instead of 6,000 tokens, right? That waiting period of 20 days saves you 3,000 tokens. So always try, if you're gonna make a big purchase, always try to do it right after a drop down, or right after the information of a drop down is announced, right? Either of those two, right? If the card you want is in the drop down, then wait for the drop down. Or if the card is not in the drop down, then at least you have this huge buffer of time before the next drop down is announced. So when you get that card, it's not going to feel as wasted. Because eventually they're all going to be Series 3. So, it's like, how much time are you wasting? Or how much tokens are you wasting? So, yeah, just wait for nerfs, wait for buffs, and wait for series drop down announcements before committing. So, monthly series drop downs make it very likely that you're going to waste tokens on Series 4 cards, Series 5 cards after a few months. We've already talked about this, but since they're planning on pretty much having all Series 5 cards, except for Galactus Thanos, drop down to Series 3 eventually, after a few months, almost all the cards that you thought you want are going to be a lot cheaper. So anytime you're thinking of getting a Series 4 or 5 card, you have to keep in the back of your mind that next month they could be dropped down and a lot cheaper and more accessible for people. So that's just something you want to make sure that you're always keeping in mind so that you don't end up wasting extra tokens that are pretty useful and pretty core. Once again, always get a second opinion before you purchase a series 4 or 5 card from the token shop. Like it's really important, right? Just get a second opinion, ask someone in a stream, ask someone anywhere really, and just make sure that you feel confident about the series 4 or series 5 card that you're getting. Now, we haven't talked about bundles at all, because bundles completely change the dynamic of the token shop, right? They give you huge bursts of tokens, and that can make decisions easier or harder, saving for specific cards easier or harder. So they're definitely a new variable to be considering in the equation of whether you want to start saving or not. But now we're gonna start talking about it. So here I have some scenarios, right? So this is going to be what I like if you're in this position and you have this scenario, what my suggestions for you are, right? So we're going to talk about new players, newish players, players that are almost complete their collection, complete collections. And so you probably fit into one of these categories. So this can just help you make or finalize your decision like, okay, what should I do? Should I be focusing on series 3? Should I be focusing on series 4, series 5? Blah, blah, blah. So, first scenario, this is a new player. He just hit collection 500. Everything is normal. What do I suggest? I suggest that you focus on premium series 3 cards and you ignore everything else. Just focus on those good series 3 cards. Don't waste your time with series 4. Don't waste your time with series 5. That would be my suggestion. You have 3,000 tokens to work with. You can get 3 series 3 cards of your choosing. That's a really big, really important, can jumpstart your game, give you options, ways to play, and just overall much better experience. So that's my advice in a normal scenario, a new player that's just hit 500. Next up, we have scenario 2. So this is a new player that hit 500. However, there's a bundle in the shop that he can purchase that can give between 1,500 to 3,000 tokens. Now, this one is interesting. This one is actually interesting because since you start with that 3,000 token base, you can actually realistically save for Thanos or Galactus because you have that 3,000 token already. You're basically 3 months of waiting ahead. And then if this token gives you 2,000 tokens, essentially, if this, if the bundle gives you 2,000 tokens, you're already at 5,000 tokens. So now you just have to wait 1 month, and then bam, you can already get Galactus or Thanos. So it's not an excruciating waiting period. You just have to wait 1 month, but you're gonna suffer because you just have Galactus or Thanos in your collection, and that's it, right? You don't have anything to support Galactus. You don't have anything to support Thanos, and you're at the complete mercy of what the collection will give you. So maybe the collection gives you a break, gives you some cards that synergize well with Thanos or Galactus, or that could completely not happen. The core cards you need could be at the very end of the track, and you're really gonna have to wait a long time to really build a functioning deck. And that first month of waiting is gonna suck. And then you get Thanos, and then you're like, well, I don't have the cards to work with Thanos or Galactus, so it ends up, you end up feeling bad, but now you have this core always series 5 card in your collection, and if you can handle that suffering, now you're quite ahead of people, right? You have this extra bomb in your collection that most people won't have, most people can't play with. So this can be a powerful tool. However, like, you're gonna suffer for like 4 months. I'm like or so. Like you're gonna not have a good time because you're not gonna have enough pieces to make a functioning deck of the card that you just got. So this can work, and if you are in this scenario, you could do this. But do I recommend this? No. I just like you might just quit the game. Like it's not gonna be fun for you. So I just don't think this is like the greatest idea. I don't recommend this. I definitely recommend scenario one. Getting an extra series five, it really isn't important once you complete series three. Once you complete series three, you're getting a series five every month. So it doesn't matter that you got a Galactus or Thanos like 6 months earlier. It doesn't matter, right? Like just complete series three, and then you can get Galactus right afterwards. You can get Thanos right afterwards. But this is something that can happen if you just start the game. You got the 3,000 tokens. The bundle in the shop also gives you 3,000 tokens, and you can afford it. Well, you could immediately just get Galactus, right? And start working, start having that in your toolbox. So it is something you can do. I don't recommend it, but I just want to throw it in there just so that people are like, oh well, it's here. I'm not lying to you. There's something you can do. And then next one, this is a newish player, collection level 1,000, right? So they're gonna be in the reserve system. The normal scenario is basically once again to focus on picking premium series threes to fit your playing style. So you're gonna have some premium threes, not all of them, and we just want to help supplement that, help supplement your playing style. I still wouldn't focus on series four, series five. This is really just focus on series three mindset. Next up, scenarios two. Scenario two. Now there's a bundle in the shop, right? So with the newest player, I opened up the opportunity, though I don't recommend it, to get Galactus Thanos. Here I don't open up that opportunity. You've already spent your 3,000 credits, so even though you're getting like 2,000 tokens or whatever, like you're nowhere close to a series five. You still like if you, from 2,000 tokens, you're still gonna have to wait 4 months to get enough credits through the collection track to get a series four, and that's just too long. So even if there's a bundle, once you've already spent your 3,000 tokens, you just always focus on premium threes. You do not have the 3,000 token base to start from. So that's the scenario two. And in scenario three, let's say you got supremely lucky. This is not going to be most people. You got supremely lucky and you're already completely happy with all of your series 3 cards. You're like, "Well, I don't need any more series 3 cards because I got all the best ones. I have all of them." Like that's not going to happen to most people, but it's theoretical where you basically have all the series 3 cards that you think you would want. So here you can start saving for Galactus Thanos, but it's mostly going to take 3+ months, and it's probably going to take bundles, so likely it's not worth it. Basically, you can probably just be selective with the series threes that you get. Most likely, what's going to happen is a series four that you want is going to drop down to series three, and then you're going to have some tokens saved up to immediately pick up that series three that just got dropped down. That's most likely what's going to happen. So, um, if you are already super happy with your initial cards, you can start being selective with the cards that you buy, but it's very unlikely that you're going to save for Thanos Galactus, and in most cases, it's not worth it. All right, now we have a player that's in collection 2,000, has a solid base of cards, and has a pretty good deck, pretty good situation. He's not like fighting to like fix his collection because he already has the Series 3 cards that he wants. Here, I would still focus on picking premium Series 3 cards, but since you already have a decks that you can play, decks that you like, you can just be selective with the Series 3s that you pick up. Just ones that really fit your play style, fit your compositions, and you really don't have to get everything in the shop. You don't have to waste all your tokens. Now you can start being selective. And then scenario three, you're basically, or oh, this is the same thing. So Yeah. Scenario two, you're happy with the Series 3 collection. You can now start saving tokens. It shouldn't be too bad because you have all the necessary Series 3 cards, so saving tokens doesn't bother you as much because you're not like, oh, I need this one card, I need Arrow, or I need Electro or Electro. You don't have that problem because you have all those cards. So you can now just start saving, and it doesn't feel bad because you're not looking for a specific Series 3 card. So if you're happy with your Series 3 collection, you have enough of them, you have a good deck. Now you don't really have to buy Series 3 cards anymore. You can now start saving up for really core Series 4 or core Series 5 cards. And then we have the almost complete collection, right? 2,500 or more. Where now you don't really need to pick up Series 3 because your collection's almost complete, right? You've almost got everything. So in like maybe a month you're gonna be Series 3 complete. So in a month you're gonna start getting a ton of credits or a ton of tokens, and now you can buy Series 4 or 5 cards of your choosing. So you don't really need to pick up Series 3s anymore. You can now be selective. If you're still missing key Series 3s, definitely pick them up. But you don't. It's not like I have to. I have to use all my tokens now. I can start saving because I know in like a month, maybe a month and a half, I'm gonna complete the collection, and then I'm gonna get a lot more tokens, and I'll be fine. And then if you have all the core Series 3s at this point, which you probably should, now you should have the knowledge to make informed decisions, and you can look at Series 4 cards after a drop down, right? So right after a drop down, it's going to take another month before they announce it. You can now look for, okay, these cards got dropped down. What Series 4 is interesting now? What Series 5 is interesting now? You probably don't have resources for Series 5, but maybe you do have resources for Series 4. So you can now think about uh, a core Series 4 card like Shuri right now. This suggests it's gonna be super outdated in like a month or two. But Shuri right now, right? I would say if you're in this position and you want Shuri, uh, this is probably an okay buy, right? Shuri is a great card, so that kind of thing, that kind of thought process and knowledge, um, will be helpful, will be good. So that's the kind of idea there. And then we have the Series 3. So here you've got all the core Series 3s, plus you have bundles, right? So maybe you just got a big influx of 3,000 tokens or 2,000 tokens. Now saving for or Series 5 card, basically Thanos Galactus, it shouldn't feel painful. You have all the core Series 3 cards. But still, if you're buying a Series 5 that's not Thanos or Galactus, you have to be extremely careful about that Series 5 purchase because very likely in 2 months, in 3 months, that thing's gonna go drop. It's gonna drop down to Series 4. So you'd essentially be paying 3,000 tokens for that 2 month advance of a card, right? Or 1 month essentially if you're really unlucky, advance of a card. So you do have to be careful, make sure that you get a second opinion when you're buying a Series 5 card in this nature. Thanos Galactus you can pretty much always get because they're always going to be Series 5, but the other ones you do have to be very careful. And then now we have the complete collection. You've gotten all Series 3 cards. Normal scenario, you just collect the new Series 3 drop down through the collection track. You're not going to be buying Series 3 cards with your tokens anymore because it shouldn't take too long to get all the new Series 3 drop downs. They're essentially only 4 or 5, so it takes 12 to 15 days, right? So half a month to get all of them, and then you're right back into the accelerated token acquisition rate. So tokens really at this point they lose their premium status. They're not worth as much because you gain so much daily, right? You're gaining 166 tokens a day, where before you're only getting 33. So they're not as important. They don't matter as much. You can pick Series 4s. You can pick Series 5s. You can get 2 Series 4s a month. You can get well, it's a little bit less than that, but theoretically you can get like a Series 5 card once per month. So it's just not as important. You can kind of waste your tokens really. It's just you have that many. So once you're there, you're good. And you don't really need a guide anymore because you just gain so much that it doesn't really matter. So overall, that's the full guide to tokens series 3, series 4. And hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely spent a lot of time on this one for no reason. But yeah, definitely I'll see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great day, everybody.